Hello there, Lunar Squadron, and welcome back to the channel. It has been almost exactly 2 years to the date since the official reveal for Bethesda's Indiana Jones game, and if you guys have been with us for the past few years, you will know that we did a breakdown of that trailer, and it is still one of our all-time favorite videos that we have ever made on the channel. Honestly, some of the most fun that I've ever had on this channel was making the breakdown for that Indiana Jones game trailer, because this is a game that we have been waiting years for. This is what we have always wanted, and today, finally, we got brand new information about this game, including an upcoming gameplay trailer, 10 minutes of game and developer insights, and some smoke about a potential release date for this game. I cannot believe it is coming. It has been such a long time, but you know what they say, guys. It's not about the years, it's about the mileage. But before we get into all of this information, if you're new to the channel, we would love to have you as always. And Andreas has told me to tell you guys to go down below and whip that little red subscribe button and hit that bell notification right on next, so it'll notify you every single time that Andreas and I upload. Now, with all of that out of the way, Andreas, are you ready to finally have the opportunity to talk about the Indiana Jones game?
I like Ike.
Son of a bitch.
Today's news comes directly from Xbox.com. The title reads, Xbox to present Developer Direct returning on January 18th. This article is written by Joe Skerbels, Xbox Wire editor-in-chief, and it was released yesterday morning, January 9th, 2024. Guys, this has been a long time coming. We've been waiting for 2 whole years to get anything out of this game, anything concrete, and it looks like the first look we're having of this game is this little teeny tiny thumbnail here up at the top of the website, and I don't want to read too much into that, but who knows, maybe that could be our official first look at the actual game. I can't wait to see the actual gameplay, but let's get into the actual news here, where it says, presented by the game creators themselves, Developer Direct offers an in-depth look at upcoming titles, how they're being created, and who's creating them. We'll visit MachineGames in Sweden to check in on their Indiana Jones games. Of course, we're looking at other games, but today we're going to be focusing on Indiana Jones. And really, the most extensive information that we've received about Indiana Jones is this first bullet point here. I love Xbox having their priorities in line, putting Indiana Jones at the very top. We love to see that. Indiana Jones game, MachineGames, the award-winning studio behind the recent Wolfenstein series, will reveal their upcoming Indiana Jones game, an action-adventure that puts players in the leather jacket of the legendary archaeologist. Developer Direct will showcase more than 10 minutes of game and developer insights, including details about the game's setting and story, how fans will actually play as Indy, additional details from his next globe-trotting adventure, and the premiere of the first gameplay trailer. Nick, there is so much to unpack here, but I kind of want to start off with the bold letters at the beginning, where it says Indiana Jones game. I have a hard time believing that's the title of this game. I have a feeling that that we're going to get a title reveal, right?
Yo, it's funny you mentioned that, because as we were reading through this article, one of the things that really stood out to me was, hey, this game was revealed 2 years ago, and we still don't know what the name of this game is going to be. So it's funny that that's the first place you went to, because that is the first place I went to, is like, well, one of the main things I now want out of this Developer Direct is the name of the game, because you know it's going to be Indiana Jones and the something. Like, it has to be. Like, you have to do it like that. It's not just going to be Indiana Jones. So I imagine we will be getting the name drop for this game at the end of whatever the gameplay trailer is, or if they want to just do it right away when they're showcasing all of the other stuff that they have for us, that would be incredibly exciting. But I don't really have a guess at this point in time as to what the game could possibly be called, because all we know is just stuff from that table trailer from 2 years ago where like Italy was featured in the Vatican and stuff like that. And then you had some other little clues and hints here and there throughout the table, but nothing really pointing towards what the main artifact of this game is going to be. So I'm just so excited to finally be getting a look at this game. And not only are we just getting a look, Andreas, we are getting so much stuff. I mean, 10 minutes of game and developer insights, and that they're going to tell us about the setting and the story, how fans will actually play as Indy. I think that is an important piece to point out, because there's been a lot of speculation that this would be like a hybrid of both first person and third person gameplay. And I know that is one thing that I am really, really intrigued about when it comes to this game, is how much of this game is going to be first person and how much of it is going to be third person, because I personally would prefer this game to entirely be in third person. I hope it is like 90% third person, and then maybe you do like puzzles and that kind of stuff, or like solve clues in first person. I know that MachineGames is known for their first person games with the Wolfenstein series, but I really hope the focus this time around was on just mainly third person, because I just think that is how Indiana Jones should be experienced. I think we should be able to see him and just play the character in that way, kind of similar to the Tomb Raider and the Uncharted series. Honestly, if I had my perfect indie game, it would be in the style of Uncharted. It would be just like that, because that would just be perfect for me. So very, very intrigued to see what they mean by how fans will play as Indy. Will they be telling us how much is third person, how much is first person? I think that is something that everyone should keep an eye on. And of course, additional details for what he will be doing next on his adventure. So excited for that. And gameplay, an actual gameplay trailer. It's not like a cinematic CGI trailer. Like, they're actually going to be showing us gameplay for this game. So Andreas, all of this tells me this game is actually getting pretty far along into development. And I know we were kind of worried there for a while that it might have been canceled, because they announced it 2 years ago and then went completely radio silent for literally 2 years. We were kind of worried it was being canceled, but looks like things were all fine. They were just being quieter.
Yeah, I mean, there certainly was a worry. There were some murmurs just around the industry that this game might not be doing well given that silence. And I'm so happy to see that this is what is being promised at this stage. Like, this is exactly what I wanted to see out of MachineGames. Just coming out swinging, throwing punches like Indiana Jones, going straight to a 10-minute gameplay demonstration. That is what I wanted to see. I want to see the actual gameplay, not some like pre-rendered thing. I really did want to see the actual game, and it looks like that's what we are going to do. And I could not be more excited to do that here. And also, I kind of want to point out the importance of them listing this game first, because it kind of shows me a little bit about the intentions of Xbox. Because if you think about Xbox in general and their catalog of exclusive IP, they really did put a lot of stock into the Starfield thing. And now I think a lot of people are wondering what's next for Xbox. What is going to be their big thing? And I personally was hoping that Indiana Jones would be that guy. Nick, do you think that this game being listed first here in the first developer direct of this new year is a demonstration of intent from Xbox saying that this is their guy, this is their champion going forward? Or is it going to be a bit smaller than that? Like, what's your take? I know we've just got an article here, but what do you think?
No, I think you're absolutely right. I think when it comes to stuff like this, there is intention behind every single action. And I don't think it's a mistake that it was listed first multiple times. It was listed first earlier in the article talking about how they're going to, check in with MachineGames in Sweden. And then it's the very first bullet point. That's not a mistake. It is clear that this game being featured at this developer direct is the headlining game for this event. And that makes a ton of sense, because when you think of what's coming to Xbox and Microsoft that is like a world-renowned IP, Indiana Jones is really one of the up-and-coming, soon-to-be-released titles. Like, it makes sense for them to now be shifting their focus on to the Indiana Jones games, especially since they spent all of that money acquiring ZeniMax, and this game is coming out of Bethesda MachineGames. Like, if you're going to spend that much money on the studio, then you should give the games that they are developing that much attention. Like, this game doesn't have to do well, But when you're going to spend that kind of money on a company, you'd really like the games that they're making to sell very well. So I think we're going to see a big push out of Microsoft and Xbox towards this Indiana Jones games. And I'm going to be honest with you, Andreas, I wouldn't be surprised if the marketing for this game is significantly more and more impactful than the marketing that we actually got for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, like the movie itself. I just would not be surprised to see Xbox at some point in the next year or so, or whenever this game is coming out, to go hard in the paint on this game, because it really feels like Xbox needs to start hitting on these exclusive titles that they are going to have, because that's what separates them and PlayStation, is PlayStation has this world-renowned exclusive catalog of games, and I think it's important for Xbox to start having those, and I think it starts with games like this Indiana Jones game. It is a world-famous IP. It's been around for 40 years. People know it, people love it, and I think a game that is done well and done by a well-known studio could be incredible for Xbox and Microsoft. I'm so excited for this game. Andreas, you and I went out and bought our Xboxes exclusively for this game. So to hear that we're finally going to be getting information about it and we're going to be seeing gameplay, it's so exciting. Like, honestly, I got chills when you were reading through the article the first time, when you started just listing all of the stuff we're going to be getting next week. It's like, I cannot believe it is finally coming. And Andreas, it honestly kind of feels like with all of this information that we are getting, this game might be sooner than we actually thought it was going to be. And there was some smoke also today that it's a lot closer than we thought it could be.
That's right, Nick. There was some smoke out of Insider Gaming. This article released alongside that news as well yesterday. The title being Indiana Jones game is releasing in 2024, sources say. And of course, whenever we hear the phrase sources say, our eyebrows kind of go up and we wonder, okay, who are these sources? And according to Insider Gaming, the first line of this article reads, "The new Indiana Jones by ZeniMax Media will be released in 2024. Sources close to the game tell Insider Gaming." So take this one with a grain of salt, guys. You can trust this statement about as much as you can trust Insider Gaming. So I really hope that this is true, because 2024 would be an insane release window for this game. And you know what, Nick? I don't think this is too far off, namely because, like we all know by now, this game has been in the works for at least a full 2 years. It's been 2 years since we've heard anything about this game, so I would not be shocked if this game did release in 2024. Also, as explained in this article, documents released as a part of Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard revealed that Bethesda once hoped to have Indiana Jones released by the end of fiscal year 2022, but due to the consequences of COVID-19, that did not happen. Nick, if that was actually the case, I think they made the perfect decision. I would rather them wait and release this game with the pomp and circumstance that it deserves, at the quality level that Indiana Jones deserves, and that gamers in general deserve, and that I'm sure Xbox would like to have a very high quality game. Of course, you mentioned that acquisition was not cheap at all, the acquisition of Bethesda, and I'm sure they would want this game to actually be a super high quality, because if I'm thinking of the highest potential of this game here, it is to the degree of a Spider-Man or an Uncharted. That is what they can get out of this IP at most, and I think nothing short of an incredible game will get them there. It's just a matter of, did they cross their T's and dot their I's? And we'll all find out shortly enough here at this Developer Direct.
Yeah, definitely. And honestly, I would not be surprised if this game came out in 2024. Now, of course, they don't name their sources, but, you know, it's been, almost 5 years since MachineGames' last game. I'm pretty sure their last Wolfenstein title came out in 2019. So they've had a long time to develop their next game, that being this upcoming Indiana Jones game. And given all of this stuff we're going to be getting, including a gameplay trailer next week, it honestly feels like this game is definitely at least targeted for 2024 at some point, which that would be a pretty crazy year for Lucasfilm Games to get both an indie game out and Star Wars Outlaws. Like, this could be a huge back half of 24 for Lucasfilm Games and for Disney. So incredibly exciting stuff that is coming, guys. Let us know down below in the comments what you are most excited to see from the Indiana Jones game next week at this Developer Direct. Is it the title? Is it actually getting to see the gameplay trailer? I think for me, it's obviously the gameplay trailer. I don't know about you, Andreas. I mean, come on, gameplay.
Yeah, no, I want to see the gameplay here. I want to see what we're looking at.
Yeah, and I just want to know more about like what artifact we're going after in the setting and all of that story details, because you guys know we absolutely love breaking down story details here on the channel. But guys, let us know your thoughts down below, and as always, that is going to do it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you all next time.